Alright, what's going on, everyone? I didn't make you wait long, so we're getting right back into Falling in Reverse. This time we're going to be jumping into Losing My Mind, and yeah, we're doing it all the way through. We're doing the trilogy. Everyone kept hammering me about the trilogy, so I'm doing it. There was so much consensus about it that it has to be good. Now you've set the standards pretty high for me. I got high hopes. Hopefully I'm not let down. Let's find out. Let's get right into this here. All right. First one up, Losing My Mind. Oh. Hold on, I have a little issue. I need to change my microphone. There we go. Now I can hear it in my headset. You guys won't be hearing my speaker play. My bad. There we are. Sorry about the delay. Okay. Got a little cyber.
I got the motherfucking world in my palm now. Don't tell me to calm down. Striking a magic night in the track while I'm typing the captain's on now. Don't grab Casanova, we cashing us over. In the back of a Rover, six pack in a backpack, and I'm cracking them open. Sifting, I'm trapped in the moment. Open your eyes, cause you're never gonna know if your next one might be your last. Everybody's always gonna...
Alright, first impression here. I always like doing a first impression. So we're 33 seconds in. Starts off very like cyberpunk style. He starts off rapping. Love that. It's pretty similar to Popular Monster that I had reacted to previously, if you want to go check that out as well. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. He also has like an interesting like digital effect that he added to the voice, I guess, for that those short little segments there, kind of mixing up the music. I thought that's pretty cool. We'll see where he goes with this.
My reputation is tarnished, but regardless, I am awesome. So the gossip from my lockup go colossal. Then I blossom to the boss of this rock stuff, and I'm never gonna stop till the cops come. What I'm really trying to say is say it to my face, and if you won't stay the fuck out my way. Rockin' shows, locking low, stop me, no. I'm rapping the news, it's the essence of music. I'm back with the fusion of both. I'm not ready to change. I'm doing my thing.
So far, I really love the music. It's hard for me to hear what he's saying, just because it's meshed in with the music really well, and it's kind of hard to decipher the exact words. I think I heard him mention something about like him getting locked up and a few other things kind of regarding similar topics like that, but again, and also he raps so fast, so it's hard for me to really pick up on it while he's rapping fast, and the music is so loud. So I apologize if I don't pick up on this right away. Plus the music video is not really portraying much other than kind of like a cyberpunk feel. Also, you can see like the guitar there. I do like that, like the way they outfitted like those neon type lights onto their guitars to fit out whatever like artistic scheme they were portraying. So I think that's pretty cool.
So I tried to seize every opportunity as it came to me because I believed it might stop the sky from falling down one more day. But the older I got, the more I realized that I cannot save the world. I'm not a superhero. I'm not perfect. I'm just me. a human being. So let's take the throne.
That's an interesting take, and one that's good and bad, I would say. So the thing with like feeling like you're just one person, and like, yeah, that's true. Like, we can't change the world by ourselves. It is, however, the fact that the little part that you make, if everyone does their own little part, that's what changes the world. So holding your own responsibility and doing that yourself is your own little way of changing the world. Obviously, it won't happen by yourself, but without everyone deciding to make those, or at least a majority of people deciding to make those personal decisions, it won't change, but it does start with the individual person. I think that's kind of important to note. They should have, like, a seizure warning here. Oh, it could be I'm sitting in a dark room, too, but that was a lot of flashing. It's such a crazy video, too, because they have, like, a really cool, like, dystopian, like, setting with their band, and then he's, like, floating in heaven. It's kind of, like, a crazy balance that they have there, at least in this scene. I'm still trying to piece together exactly what it all means, because I'm missing a lot of context when it comes to, like, I guess a lot of his lyrics and what he's rapping about. I heard that one part that I had already talked about, but that was mostly all I could really hear. I mean, obviously the song's about losing his mind and like some of the probably the difficulties going on in his life and what he did in order to either change himself or then to decide that it wasn't worth it, to really force that upon himself, or something along those lines, is kind of what I'm getting. It could have, in certain little details or the aspects of those details could go either way because I'm not fully sure of what he's saying. Again, since this whole trilogy is, I guess you guys are saying, follows more of a storyline, maybe more that'll be answered as I watch, but I'm just giving you my thoughts as I go along. Those close-up shots that they have of him that are like flickering past, I really love the lighting of it. And the detail in the shot is incredible. I don't know what it is about it. I love stylistic things like that. I personally come from a video production background, and those kinds of shots like that, they're very simplistic, but the lighting of it is so cool, and it just piques my interest. And not a lot of people will get that, but like if you work with video, you'll understand, because it's just such a creative thing to do, and the colors that they're meshing together are complementary and work so well together, and I just love the look of it. Cool. So that was a good start. I like that song as well. I can definitely see how, so this is a little bit older than some of the other songs I reacted to. This one was not quite as heavy as some of the newer songs, and you guys are saying that like their music has been evolving, so I can see here how this was more traditional rock style, shifting into like that modern era, like heavier with like more electronic stuff going on. They definitely had some of that in this, but not quite as much. Again, I don't know. This is 2018, so then this isn't super old unless that was updated just for, I don't know, the points of copyright. I'm not sure. But I did not look at when this song came out. But on to the next one. Let's go. So what we got next? We have Falling in Reverse, Losing My Life. All right. Let's go. Again, futuristic looking. Pretty cool. So this is 2000. Okay, so this song's from 2018. Not that old, but still been a little bit of time.
Do I know you? Yes, you do. This seems so familiar. You're in a dream. Who are you? I am your reflection. You've been asleep for a very long time.
Awake every night, looking back on my life.
Alright, well that was a lot harder of like a rap drop in the beginning. He put a little bit more punch into the first few words he said there. Also, I love the setups of their videos. They put a lot of work into their videos, it looks like. And it just, all the visual, it's very appealing to the eye as well. So it's like, the art doesn't stop just at their music, and I think that's really cool. Now I'm trying to pick up, this also seems like some kind of futuristic, like the other one seemed like a cyberpunk style. This one seems more a modernistic future, something like that. Seems a little bit different, still futuristic though. Pretty cool. I'm gonna start that rap verse again, so we're gonna go back just a little bit. Like, look at that. That is nuts.
I lay awake every night, looking back on my life. Well, apologies to the people I love for the things I've done really make it right. I guess it might. Just then I realized my past is the reason I'm here right now. As a matter of fact, I won't apologize. You bitches always pissed cause I am constantly changing. Think of how far that I've made it from my incarceration. It's amazing, ain't it? But I'm in the zone, I'm a rolling stone. I'm coming home, but I'm not alone. Do I really gotta let another motherfucker know? I won't surrender.
That transition was wild. He like threw it down and it was like a snap reaction. Like he didn't like really blend it or anything, but it fit so well the way they set up the transition before it actually hit. I like that. And I'm trying to think. I think he's talking about how like people are pissed that he's not. Did he say he's not constantly changing or that he is? I think he's saying he's not constantly changing and people don't like that. And he mentioned something about his incarceration. Actually, let me go back. Apologize. I want to go back and listen to that one more time so I'm not missing too much information because I think that one was tolerable for me to hear. I can understand.
Looking back on my life. Well, apologies to the people I love for the things I've done really make it right. I guess it might. Just then I realized my past is the reason I'm here right now. As a matter of fact, I won't apologize. You bitches always pissed cause I am constantly changing. Think of how far that I've made it from my incarceration. It's amazing, ain't it? But I'm in the zone, I'm a rolling stone. I'm coming home, but I'm not alone. Do I really gotta let another motherfucker know? I won't.
Alright, so he did say that he's not constantly changing. So that clears up kind of the direction that he's heading there. So glad I solidified that, or I would have been a little confused the rest of the way, I believe.
Surrender, surrender, no, I won't let you bring me down. So where the hell do I go from now? I believe when everyone feels so essential, like everyone's out to get me. Who will save my life? I believe in anyone, please don't mind me. I just kill myself sometimes.
Daddy,
Yes, honey?
why did you go to jail?
I'm a lot smarter than you think. Everything I did was planned to get you to listen, to get your attention. You post an opinion and it gets me bigger. Are you triggered? Heh. Figures, here's the kicker. With every trigger, I'm getting richer from offended, bitter little Twitter bitches all up in my mentions, looking for attention because they starved them. If you wanna call me the king of the music scene, I got news for you. We gotta fit like a second gun. I respawn like I have a reset button. Hated more than trumpets. Running raggies back to rapping, acting ratchet. Release a cracker, delete your asses. I'm not the rapper, I'm the motherfucking morning after.
Oh my god, what? There's no way in hell I can ever understand what he just said if I don't look up the lyrics. I apologize, but I mean, I'm gonna have to go do that after this video. That was so insanely fast. I'm not gonna be able to follow that. But I did pick up on that whole thing where I guess that was like supposed to be his daughter saying like, why did you go to jail? And he's like, oh. But yeah, this whole thing is about, I'm pretty sure, just like how people on the internet are going after him for the things he's done. I can infer from that, like, where you don't really know him just from being on the internet and kind of looking from the outside at, like, the things he's done. But at the same time, all the hate you're throwing at him is just making him more popular, making him bigger, which is true, because before I even knew who he was at all, I had only heard of his name because of people talking shit, like people saying things, or that there was controversy around him at all. If there were no controversies around him, I don't know that I ever would have heard of him, which is sad to say because this dude creates some fucking awesome music, and I'm glad about it, but it's so true. Alright, and they also still now have like that like cyber futuristic style stuff with like the lights and the headsets and all kinds of super cool stuff. I love the things they incorporated into this video. But I'm guessing from the last video it's still kind of the same setting, so we're still following that same direct storyline, I guess. It wasn't just an alternate one. At first I was thinking maybe it was a different setup to a future, maybe like correlated with the other one, and maybe how like things have changed, but it still seems to be the same setting, so I picking up on that. A miracle. Oh, he's facing off with himself.
I'm falling way too fast. I'm sinking into death. I need an angel now. It's watching over me. If I could just wake up, if I could make you see, I'm all alone with your sickness in me.
Dad, wake up!
Oh fuck! What the?
You were having a bad dream.
Where am I? Turn the fucking music off. Who the fuck are you?
I'm your daughter.
Oh no, you're too old to be my daughter. What year is it?
It's 2033, Dad.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Alright, so this is kind of nuts. Let's take it back just one step. To when he was facing off with each other, they were like, not necessarily arguing with each other, but they were yelling back and forth at each other about stuff. at first I thought it was going to be like more of like a self-conflict, and it still might kind of be, but it's a little deeper than that, it seems like, than just a surface level of like just plain out self-conflict. I feel like, in my personal opinion, it seems like the two of them facing each other would show like multiple positions in his own head of how he feels about things, or maybe differing of personality or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. That's what I would get off of two mirror images. That's how they're setting it up. But I haven't necessarily gotten that fully out of the rest of the messaging unless I'm kind of mixing it up. Again, this is a lot to take in just on like, this is my first time ever hearing it, seeing it, like without having any lyrics. I'm just paying attention to the video, trying to follow along with it. But again, I'm reading into all this stuff before I know the ending. It's kind of like asking people questions in the middle of the movie, you know, like, oh, who's that guy? Why does he do that? Like, you don't know until they start revealing it, so I might be missing a lot of info that's towards the end or even in the next video, but let's keep going.
No, it's not. So where the fuck do I go from there? Who do I believe? Who do I believe when everyone else always says that everyone's out to get me? Who will save my life? How do I believe? How do I believe in anyone? Please don't mind me. 'Cause I'm really trying. I just kill myself sometimes. If I could just wake up, if I could make you see I'm alone with your sickness. Who will save my life? How do I believe in anyone? Please don't mind me. I just kill myself sometimes.
$20.33. Did he just like predict his own death? Holy fucking Christ, that scared the shit out of me. I knew it was longer, but I wasn't ready for that. Dude, this is crazy. You guys weren't lying. I mean, it's hard for me to follow along directly with the story for it being my first time hearing it. I'm gonna have to listen through this again, probably multiple times, all of them in a row. Holy shit, dude. And that one part fucking got me, because I was like, oh, it's the end of the song, and they just fucking popped back out. So it definitely seems like some sort of like inner confrontation with himself, especially towards the end there where they're going in to fight each other. I haven't been able to decipher like if there's two distinct sides or not. I think that's my main hold up on it. I can't tell what the difference is between what one of them is saying or what the other one isn't. He was saying a lot about if I could just wake up. Now thinking about that, I'm trying to think like, is there a part of him that is awake and then another part that is being like held down that's asleep? And then maybe that right there was it. Well, then I feel like he would have. You guys got to help me out here. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm gonna have to do a little better, maybe like re-watch this, and maybe it'll make more sense, and you guys are gonna have to give me some input. But let's check out the final video in this trilogy, and maybe it'll make all of it make sense, and I'm gonna have that like aha moment right at the end. I hope so, because this looks absolutely crazy, and I'm getting the gist of it, but like I want to be able to know everything that's going on from like the beginning to the end, because I love this. Thank you for suggesting this. This is a lot of fun. So we already got a warning here. So we got Warning, the following contains sensitive content, which some people may find offensive or disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Now that's concerning. What are we getting into here? None of the other ones had any of that, so this is obviously got to take it to another level. Now I'm excited. All right, let's go. Alright, I apologize. My camera cuts off after a certain amount of time, so that's why it's tough for me to do these long videos. And there's a lot of things I want to be able to do to cover longer videos. Like I want to be able to do like longer album reactions and do like different kinds of like trilogy videos. Like this is awesome so far. And I also want to be able to do like live concerts and stuff like that. So, but that would be really cool, but I can't go past a certain amount of time and my camera cuts out. So I need to get a different way of doing these reactions. Need to get some different equipment in order to do this better. Right now, the camera I'm using cuts it off after a certain amount of time. It's a really nice camera, but it's not meant for long-term streaming. But anyways, let's get into this final video of the trilogy and see what we can do. Let's see how this ends, because so far I'm kind of confused as really what's going on. You guys are gonna have to let me know, unless this this last song here is gonna explain everything clearly, but I'm kind of mixed up as to what is truly happening. Sensitive content, which some people may find offensive or disturbing. Oh, all right. So I am getting the sense here that there's two of them. Right. So you have the blonde-haired one and the dark-haired one. So I'm getting that there's like some sort of inner combative thought process there. I think that's what's going on.
Such an uncomfortable feeling, beginning to feel the hostility from my ability of slowly becoming a villain. I just want to thank all my fans, especially. Without you is a death to me. I don't consider myself a celebrity, but I'll be doing this shit till I'm 70. This is my destiny, this is the best of me. It's an incredible feel on the ground, letting it go, I'm letting you know. We're killing ourselves on the loud. Everybody wants some, everybody gets none from me. Cause everybody's on drugs. Now compared to the other ones, this one's pretty similar, but it's got it's just a little bit heavier off the rip. I like it, and I love the vibe of this entire trilogy so far. It's really cool, like the whole scenery they've set up, and the music is not super hard all the time, but it's kind of pretty heavy all the time, but then it gets into this really fucking gut punchy area every once in a while, and I love that they can really pull you into that emotion.
Corey motherfucking Taylor. Brother! That's fucking awesome. I love fucking Corey Taylor. Dude, that caught me so fucking off guard. That's such a heavy voice just coming out of nowhere. Holy shit. I want to listen to it again. Dude. And it was so fucking gory at the same time. Dude, it's confusing me so much. He's trying so hard in, like, this depiction that he's, like, fighting himself and trying to kill himself, or, like, one or the others trying to kill himself. I'm still trying to figure out what the two different parts of him represent. Like, are they different? Are they the same? Or, like, what are they fighting over necessarily? That's the part I can't necessarily pick out of that, but I want to hear Corey Taylor's verse again. Where's that come in at? Yeah, here it is.
Do I know you?
No, not really.
You seem so familiar.
I'm your son.
Oh, my son. I'm sorry I was never there for you.
I'm not here for your apologies. I'm here to thank you. I'm here to thank you for never being there. Because it made me the person I am today. And without that, I don't know where I'd be. So this is my first hello. And this is my last goodbye.
That's such a fucking deep message right there. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that too, because a lot of shitty stuff happens in your life, and you know, when you end up in a positive light at the end, it's like, would you really want to go back and change those bad things that happened to you? Because where would you be then without that? Because it got you to where you are. It made you who you are. And that's kind of a tough thing to say. It's like, I don't know, we all kind of make sacrifices and deal with shit, but it makes us stronger in the end. I mean, as long as you're strong enough to deal with it and make it into something positive. Because, like, I know there's a lot of things that, like, happen negatively to people and they never really get to where they, you know, necessarily want to be, but, like, look at your current life could always be worse as well. So it's hard to say, but especially in someone in his position where he's made it so far, it's like, yeah, like, I'm not, like, no one, like, after all that, like, no one wants, like, your apology like that. It's like, that's not what you're looking for. You can't change what happened. It's like, it was shit what you did, and basically you're shit for doing what you did, but at the same time it made me who I am, and I'm appreciative of that. And I think that's a super important message. Still hard to tell how that's tied in with this, because, like, he seems to be battling with himself, but at the same time telling himself or everyone else that he's not going to change, but it seems like himself he wants to change, or that he doesn't like a part of himself. There's that, like, inner combative message in this, and I'm trying to figure out which one is true, and it's possible that it's both of them, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. This has gotta be, you guys have a lot of information to fill me on between these songs, and I'll really appreciate it. So there could be some real interesting conversation going on there.
Dream is a killing machine. Everybody's on drugs. If it's killing you, it's so fucking life, life, life.
real. It's like I'm losing my mind. It's like I've been there before. I just know it. Wait. Willow? What are you doing? Why are you standing like that? Willow, this isn't funny. Willow! Willow! You've gotta be fucking kidding me!
I have no idea what she just said. I don't even know where to start with this shit. Oh my god. Alright, well that was Falling in Reverse Drugs. Out of all of them, for the songs, I think that was my favorite. One, just because it was a little bit of a heavier song. Two, I love the feature of Corey Taylor. Fucking awesome. Caught me completely by surprise. Dude, when his heavy voice fucking just hits out of nowhere, it's like nothing else. It's like, and I saw the face flickering, and I didn't perceive it at first, but then his voice hits, and you're like, holy fucking shit, that's Corey motherfucking Taylor. I love that. But yeah, this whole thing, there's a lot of symbolism with his daughter, and I feel like that's a huge aspect of this. It seems like, because it kept coming up, and it closed out with her too. So it seems like that was the whole, not necessarily what the whole thing was based on, but it seems like that was a super important factor. I'm almost thinking like his whole battle with himself, and the fact that it ends with drugs, maybe it's like him dealing with drug-related incidents, or like him battling with himself with like who he is compared to who he was, or maybe him not wanting to change for other people and like being extremely stubborn, and like just him wanting to be who he is, but then his daughter is like maybe the reason that he is trying so hard to fight that other part of him. I couldn't tell what she said at the end there. You guys are going to have to fill me in a little bit there on that. I tried listening to it. There's a lot of distortion in the song, so I wasn't able to pick up on it. Obviously, I'm going to rewatch all this stuff a bunch of times, because there's probably so much I missed, and you guys feel free to fill me in on all of that, because it'll help as I watch through it again and be like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. But let me know how I did along this first watch on picking up on these things. Thank you so much for introducing me to one, for showing me Falling in Reverse. Two, for suggesting this trilogy, because that was insane. Mind fucking blown, honestly. Like, I do reactions out of these are genuine reactions from my heart. I'm not just fucking putting on a show. I'd never listened to a Falling in Reverse song up until whenever I did Zombified, like last week, I guess, or a few days ago even. I forget how long it's been since I did that reaction, but that was the first one I had ever listened to. Now this is fucking crazy. The story. It is, like, he obviously didn't make it super simple to follow along with. It's a very creative story, and you guys are going to have to help me out, really try and figure it out. But, oh my god. There were so many twists and turns, and so much going on, and, like, symbolism, and, like, him having this inner battle, and, like, the depictions with his mother and his daughter, and, like, it's just, it's a lot. But yeah, so thank you again. Make sure I look forward seriously look forward to reading all your comments on what the hell was fucking going on. I have in my head what I think I put together of this story, but you guys are gonna have to let me know what was actually going on, because you probably know of a hell of a lot more than I picked up on just the first watch. But yeah, if you liked this trilogy, if you liked this content, if you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button so that I know that you liked it and that I'm going to keep doing Falling in Reverse and doing things like that. I know you guys like watching me go down this rabbit hole, and I'm fucking enjoying it so far. So keep recommending me more content by them, and maybe some other artists that have some similar talent to them that I may not have heard of, because I don't know how I have not heard of them my entire life, because this shit is fucking nuts. It honestly is. And I've been missing out. So that just leads me to believe there's a bunch of other shit I'm fucking missing out on too. You gotta let me know what I need to be checking out. Obviously, I know nothing about music that I've been finding out over the last couple months of me doing reactions. But if you like the broad spectrum of content that I'm putting out, I mean, it's not really that broad. I do comedy, music reactions. But if you like the stuff that I'm doing, subscribe. That helps me a lot. I'm up to like 350 subscribers right now, which is awesome. I want to keep growing and seeing what I can do. This is a lot of fun, and never thought I would be finding so much new music that I like almost more than what I've been listening to my entire life, which is hard to say because I am really stern on the music that I like. And not that I'm picky, but like my favorite type of music is my favorite type of music. But it is expanding. I'm surprised. But thank you for watching this awesome trilogy video. Sorry about the pause in between. I have to cut it together, but believe me, this is all together, shot at the same time. Just my camera fucking does whatever it does. I gotta get like a webcam or something. Even if you guys know of like a better camera that I can set up on my computer, dish me a link, because I'm going to be looking in the next few weeks of probably getting a new setup or new audio system with a camera. I don't know what I'm going to be able to afford yet, but it'll let me be able to do these types of longer multiple videos, or if I want to do like an album reaction, like an entire album, or if I want to do like a live concert or something like that. I've been getting people recommending live concerts for some of my stuff, and I just can't, because there's like a time limit on how long my camera shoots. And it's going to be really choppy if I keep stopping it in like periodically throughout, and it kind of defeats the purpose. I like doing one long shot, so you know, like, hey, I didn't edit this. This is completely my reaction. I didn't do multiple takes to give like a better reaction. That's not how it is. I run through it, and the way I react is my genuine reaction to it. I'm not like acting here. I'm terrible at acting. But thank you again, and I look forward to the next stuff that you guys recommend for me. So thanks for watching.